guys, it's Antonio. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm William.
And today's topic of the podcast, we're going to talk about the untiming death of King Duncan. King Duncan was a very nice king. He was a very good king, if anything. He wasn't a tyrant, no nothing. And he
Mm,
was taken out recently, taken out of this world.
I don't know. This is such treacherous activity for killing our king.
Yeah, at the time of this recording, there are many things that are unknown about his death. The only real things that we have been told is that it happened recently and that everyone in the castle is investigating and that the two sons Scotland and decided to go to England.
Yeah, so his two sons are on the run now that they think that they might be next in this spree of murders. At the moment, people are thinking that maybe the servants are thought to be the murderers, but King Duncan was killed in his sleep, so we honestly have no idea. And Macbeth killed the servants as soon as he found out. And he's claimed so far that he did it because he thought the servants did it, but who really knows?
Yeah, I heard about that, but the thing is, it doesn't make sense for the servants to do it, right? Because if the servants would have done it, you would think they would clean up after themselves. But from what we know so far, we're being told that there were blood splatters everywhere and daggers under their bed. Me,
Hmm.
that just doesn't make sense. So, like, all this evidence just tells us that it is staged. It could not have been the servants. It had to be someone else. But the problem is, we do not know who could have done it.
Honestly, right now it could have been anyone, but all we know is that Macbeth is now going to become king, so we'll see where this story goes along with
Do
that.
you think he'll be a good king?
Um, I don't know, only time will tell.
That's true. I personally think Macbeth is gonna do a decent job, but we really have only known him for a few days, where he only became the Thane of Carlor recently, and he hasn't really done anything. At least in the public eye, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, he hasn't had much time to show for his active leadership and how well he'll do in a higher power. I mean, he was already the Thane of Glamis, and he seemed to be doing pretty well at that. I mean, he is a war hero after all, so I think he could be a pretty good fit for a king.
I mean, that's a very fair argument, but I don't know. This just doesn't sit right with me. Like, what? Why would someone assassinate the king, right?
Hmm.
But this is all skepticism. We can't really say what is true. Hopefully, the truth unveils over time, and we'll just see how it plays out.
Yep. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes.
Oh my God, you'll never believe this.
What?
Okay, so I just got word that Banquo has also died. Our best friend
What?
Banquo. I know. Banquo's not here anymore, bro. Like,
Really?
yes, So from what we've been told, Banquo went off on a walk, and he was supposed to return back to the castle and stay the night, just chill because like the king just died, right? But
Mhm.
he was out there and he just never returned, and people are saying now that he's dead. He's dead. Like nothing. He's just gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, and I see Fleance was able to escape though.
Yeah. It says later that Fleance was able to escape, but no one knows where he went to. So I don't know. All of this assassination and stuff just got me feeling that something has to be going on.
I
Something
know.
that they're
Something
not
bigger.
telling us. Yeah, I think they're keeping info out of this, making sure it doesn't reach the public. Because to be
This
honest,
is
yeah, it's
this is
just
a lot more than just against King Duncan. This is around the entire castle. I mean, this is affecting the whole kingdom now.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like killing people that are like up there, the important people of this country.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is two deaths now that we're now learning about in the middle of this podcast.
I
That
know. Hopefully, someone finds Fleance, and maybe more of these killings can come to light.
yeah, that's all we can hope for. All right, guys. Next morning. So we have more news for you guys. I'm Antonio.
And I'm William.
And there has been a terrible murder. Another one, I know. Another assassination is what we're guessing. So Lady Macduff and her kids have all died. All of them. So this left Macduff in a very foul mood.
Hmm. It says here that there was a breaking and entering in their home, and poor Macduff's child was stabbed. And while the mother tried to flee the scene, she was also chased down by the murderers and was inevitably killed.
That really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, why did they go after the kid first? That seems unreasonable.
I know all these murders and no clues coming up to who might be committing these.
Yeah, there's no one telling us about who is doing this, but we have just now been told that the force is attacking Macbeth's castle. Burnham Woods is being used as a decoy, and Macduff is doing this by having his forces clearly hide behind the branches, and they sneakily walk towards the castle and overwhelm Macbeth's army.
But it doesn't seem Macbeth is too worried about this, since the witches did tell him that he's invincible against anybody born of woman.
That is true. That he was told that, and Macbeth slays Lord Seward's son while like in the heat of the moment, since everyone's battling out, everyone's trying to fight each other, see who's better, Macbeth or Macduff. Macbeth then finds Macduff, right? And they start battling it out. But they have a brief pause where Macbeth tells Macduff about how he feels and how he thinks he's invincible, can't die from a man born from a woman. And when
But
he says,
Macduff reveals that he's actually from a C-section, and so he was never born of his mother.
yeah, and then after Macbeth realized this, he then has the audacity to tell Macduff that he would never kiss the ground under Malcolm's feet, which basically tells him that no matter what happens, he's refusing to surrender, and he's never gonna put himself under Malcolm, even though Malcolm should be the true king, as being the son of King Duncan, that leaves him as being the rightful king of Scotland.
And as we can see, Macbeth is more all bark and no bite because inevitably Macduff does slay Macbeth in the midst of the battle.
Yeah, this is a good thing because that leaves as Malcolm the new king of Scotland. And right now we're being told that he's having his big speech and he's telling everyone about his ambitions, how he's going to better Scotland, and how he's hoping everyone can just push past this and hopefully we can find out what actually happened and they don't just like sweep it under the rug, because we deserve, as citizens of Scotland, we deserve to know what exactly happened. But he did invite everyone to see his coronation, so that would be really cool where we can see the new king of Scotland officially.
Hopefully, with this new crowning, all of these terrible things happening all over the kingdom will finally start coming to light. But what do you think about Malcolm being the new king? I mean, do you think he's fit for it?
Only time will tell that. At the moment, from what happened with the fight and everything, I think Malcolm could be a really good king because he's technically the one that brought all everyone together to come storm Macbeth and try to make him the rightful king. So it kind of makes sense that he would be a really good king. I don't
He
know.
does seem to
I,
have a pretty good head on his shoulders.
yeah, he has no ill will. I think he did this because he knew that Scotland was gonna go downhill if Macbeth stayed as king. So if anything, this is just gonna be a positive thing.
Cool, cool. Well, only time will tell. Well, I guess until next time.
Yeah.